Why is Kyousuke a much better player than you and me? To answer this question, I will analyze his playstyle on Ancient, based on 3 Faceit matches where he completely dominated his opponents. In this video, I will show you plenty of plays that you can steal and use in your own game. You will find both simple tips for everyone and more advanced tactics for experienced players. I've divided the video into chapters, so no matter your skill level, there is something for you. That's why you should watch until the end to make sure you don't miss anything. Many of these things can even be used in SoloQ. Let's start with Kyousuke's movement, which helped him win more duels. 3 terrorists rush mid. Kyousuke stops, fires just 3 bullets and gets a kill. Notice that he doesn't crouch while shooting. He immediately moves to the right, using the wall as cover to separate the fight and only engage the terrorist near the boxes by heaven. He aims next to the boxes, expecting the enemy to pick there. At this moment, another terror picks from the right side. Watch Kyousuke's movement. He constantly strafes left and right and crouches. When he stops, he only fires a few bullets. Many players in this situation would just shoot full auto while standing still and ends up dying. As a result, Kyousuke is a much harder target to hit and has a better chance of winning the fight against 2 terrorists at once. Also notice that Kyousuke crouches on the left side of heaven, where bricks provide some cover. Let's look at the enemy's POV. Because Kyousuke crouches behind the bricks, next time had trouble hitting his head, only the very top was visible. If Kyousuke had crouched on the right side of heaven instead, the terrorists would have seen much more of his head, since there are no bricks there. It's a tiny detail, but it can save your life. Now I will show you how you can surprise your opponents. 2 teammates just died on B. Kyousuke is standing in the corner of long and hears a terrorist rushing up the ramp. A lot of players in this situation would just hold their position and wait for the terror to pick them. But Kyousuke does something completely different. As soon as he hears that the enemy is about to clear long, he white picks and gets the frag, losing only 26 HP. Let's check the terrorist POV. Satsu is clearing long. At this moment he positioned his Crosshair on the wall, preparing to pre-aim the close right corner. That's when Kyousuke white picks. Satsu has to flick and ends up dying. Here is another great example. Kyousuke is in Chitach and hears a city running mid. At first, he wanted to surprise him and probably pick as the city jump onto the boxes. But he changed his mind when he realized the enemy was already very close. So Kyousuke positioned himself near the corner of Chitach and moves left while crouching. This lets him easily secure the kill. Now let's check the city's POV. Yegor first clears the right side of Chitach, then moves his Crosshair to check the left corner. But as you can see, because Kyousuke was staying at off angle and crouch walking, the city couldn't react in time and got deleted. Let's go to the next example. The cities are on eco round. They kill Donk and rush water. Kyousuke positioned himself next to the wall and crouches. As soon as he sees the first enemy, he crouch walks left while spraying his AK and gets the first frag. Pay close attention to his movement. Kyousuke stands up, crouches, strafes left and right while crouching, stands again, crouches briefly, then stands up again. Thanks to this, he takes out 2 more cities. Once his mag is empty, he hides behind the wall for cover while pulling out his pistol. Then he white swings right, fires just 1 bullet, and picks left again. He then taps crouch for a split second, makes a tiny movement to the right while crouching, stands up and secures his 4th kill. Now let's watch this round at normal speed. See how his excellent movement made him an extremely hard target to hit. Plus he kept firing full auto the entire time and lost only 42 HP. Now I will show you a simple wallbang that caught Kyousuke off guard. Yegor is in main and starts shooting at the right side of the box. As you can see, Kyousuke takes damage. He quickly moves into the open to avoid getting wallbanged and returns fire. But as soon as Kyousuke starts shooting, Yegor briefly falls back, then repicks and secures the kill. Also notice how blood appeared on the right side while Yegor was wallbanging box. This was a clear indicator that a city was behind it. I've got another deadly wallbang for you. At the start of the round, Stinix positioned himself next to the stone wall, aims at this spot, and sprays full auto. As you can see, he takes down the city with ease. Now let's check his POV. Yorick is holding short, and he gets eliminated almost instantly. I have 2 key tips for you here. Always wallbang this spot at the start of the round, since many city tend to hold this position. Do not crouch while spraying, because your bullets will go too high and you won't kill the enemy. As you can see, this is a super easy way to get an early round advantage for your team. Now let me show you a great position. After planting the bomb, Kyousuke moves behind the boxes and watches the temple exit, expecting a city to push from there. Notice how he doesn't just stand still. He moves side to side, making himself a harder target. As the city smoke fades, he crouches next to the box. This position is strong, because if the city pushes out of temple, he won't be able to see Kyousuke's head. And as you can see, Kyousuke easily secures the frag. Now let's check the enemy POV. As the smoke disappears, Enzent clears main, then places his crosshair on the wall to pre-aim the donut position. At that moment he spots Kyousuke. He tries to flick onto him, but is too slow and gets eliminated. He never expected Kyousuke to be there. Since we are already on A side, here's another strong position. In the pistol round, Kyousuke stays on city spawn and crouches. This is a great position, because part of his head is covered by the wall. By playing this angle, he gains an advantage over the T's pushing from main, especially since this is a long-range fight. Glock players will struggle to hit a headshot, as it doesn't kill with a single bullet. Unfortunately, Kyousuke had unlucky timing, he repositioned just as a Tero ran out of main. In the end, he managed to get one kill. One important thing to keep in mind: if the T smoke of city spawn, you won't be able to help your teammates on site or donut. Your only option will be to spam through the smoke. Now let's look at some creative ways to catch your enemies off guard. The city throw an Insta Smoke at elbow. Kyousuke pulls out a nade, aims at the wooden plank, hold both left and right mouse button and throws the grenade. Then he quickly pulls out a flash, throws it onto mid, and picks elbow. He manages to get an entry frag, even though he flashed himself. Let's check the enemy POV. Thanks to the flash, Jokap was completely blind. Kyousuke then immediately hides inside the smoke to avoid being traded. After a few seconds, he repicks through the smoke, showing perfect spray control to secure a second kill. At this moment, another city swings on him and takes him down. Let's check the city's POV. As you can see, Kyousuke chose the perfect moment to repick. Poi was about to throw a smoke for elbow, making him an easy target. One thing to remember: if you pick elbow too early after throwing the nade, you might lose some HP. Here's a useful nade lineup for cities. The terrorists have smoke of red room and are taking mid control. Kyousuke pulls out a HE grenade, stands up next to wall, aims at this spot, holds both left and right mouse button, and throws the nade. Right after that he runs up to the smoke and eliminates a mid player. Let's check opponent's POV. Jokap was completely caught off guard. The advantage of this lineup is that the nade only deals minimal damage to you. Since we are on mid, here is an important tip. In round 24, Kyousuke silently walks up to the red room, checking the right corner first, then the left. At that moment he gets eliminated. After checking the round on a server, I realized that Kyousuke didn't clear the right corner properly. If he had positioned himself in this corner, he would have spotted the city's leg. So remember, always clear this spot carefully to avoid getting caught off guard. Now let's go over some entry frag techniques on mid for more experienced players. I've noticed that Kyousuke frequently jumps on the ledge at the start of the round. If you are struggling with this jump, here is what you need to focus on. The most important thing is that you can jump much later than you think. Even though it looks like Kyousuke is in the air, he's still on the ledge. Also avoid touching the left wall, as it can slow you down. Instead, aim to jump from the corner and land on the corner as well. Remember to crouch before landing. You can do this jump with one strafe, but if you prefer you can do two strafes. Do not strafe too early in the air, or you won't reach the ledge. Now that you know how to jump onto the ledge, let's look at some examples. Kyousuke rushes heaven and quickly takes down 3 terrorists on ramp. Thanks to this jump, he can check ramp much faster than a city rush in cheetah. As you can see, good movement can lead to early round frags. Here is a small detail to remember. Run close to the right wall. This forces the terrorists in double doors to peek wider to see you, giving you a small advantage. Now let's analyze a full buy round. After jumping onto the ledge, Kyousuke checks the smoke near elbow, anticipating a terrorist rush. Then he peeks heaven and notices an enemy extinguishing a Molotov. He quickly turns and secures an entry frag. He then hears a terrorist reloading an AK behind the smoke, so he sprays through the left side and secures another kill. As you can see, Kyousuke teammate threw a Molotov onto catwalk at the start. This forced Mozil to extinguish it and rush through the smoke, making him an easy target for Kyousuke. In another match, Kyousuke does the same strategy. As you can see, this tactic consistently results in many entry frags. That's why it's worth asking a teammate to throw a Molotov in that area. If you prefer, instead of jumping onto the ledge, you can do a run boost with a teammate. Kyousuke first checks if terrorists are rushing elbow through the smoke, then rushes catwalk and secures a double kill. As you can see, run boosts don't always work. That's why I recommend practicing it with a teammate beforehand. If you fail the jump or the run boost at the start, you can still surprise terrorists on ramp. Kyousuke jumps onto heaven from the boxes, throws a flash while running by clicking jump plus right click, and peeks just before it pops, securing a kill. The second terrorist tried to trade his friend, but as you can see, Dex gets blinded by the flash and has to retreat into double doors. That flash saved Kyousuke's life. You might be wondering, what if terrorist threw a smoke into Cheetah at the beginning of the round? In round 6, Kyousuke kills a terrorist rushing heaven. Then he destroys the smoke by clicking the right mouse button. His timing is perfect. One of the opponents is jumping down from a boost, allowing him to secure a clean frag. Since someone had to boost that player, Kyousuke assumes another terrorist must be near ramp. He quickly jumps onto the wooden ledge, spots the enemy's head near the smoke, and finishes the round with the third kill. Jumping onto the ledge at the start of the round means you must be aware of terrorists rushing mid. In these situations, you have a fraction of a second advantage to get an entry frag. As you can see, Faceit didn't expect Kyousuke to be there. However, timing is crucial because terrorists will likely flash mid. If they throw multiple flashes, you're dead. If terrorists rush elbow, you might get a single kill, or at best, 2 kills before being traded. Looking at this round, Hasanator positioned himself at the edge of the Molotov and refragged his teammate. To counter this, throw precise Molotovs, nades and flashes near elbow. These grenades will stop or slow rushing terrorists. Remember about one important thing. Only do this jump if your teammates know how to throw instant smokes for elbow. Without an Insta Smoke, the terrorists will see you mid-air and kill you easily. With an Insta Smoke, they will spot you after you land on the ledge. Now I will show you how you can counter the wall jump. In round 19, Kyousuke pulls out a Molotov, positions himself in elbow, aims at that spot, and throws it with a left click. As you can see, the Molotov lands on heaven. However, keep in mind that a CT can still run through the fire, losing some HP and killing multiple terrorists. If a CT tries to jump onto heaven from the boxes, he will lose around 50 HP. Here is an important tip. You must throw this heaven Molotov at the very start of the round. Otherwise the CT will take very little damage. In round 26, the CTs show a great counter to this Molotov. Makazi extinguishes the fire, rushes heaven and secures 2 kills. Interestingly, the smoke helped his teammate, next time, who positioned himself near it and kills a terrorist in elbow. Looking at his POV, you can see Lekti is unsure where to aim, showing how effective this smoke can be at confusing terrorists. One important note, terrorists on ramp wouldn't hear that the heaven Molotov is extinguished. I will now show you how you can get an entry frag on T-side. The CTs throw an Insta Smoke into elbow and a Molotov. Kyousuke pushes through the smoke and positions himself behind the flames. This allows him to get an entry frag. A second CT peeks and kills Kyousuke immediately afterward. Now pay attention to the coordination. As Kyousuke peeks through the smoke, Mokujin throws 2 flashes mid. Looking at Jaquinho POV, he's fully blinded and doesn't even get a chance to shoot. This is a high risk, high reward play. If you secure the entry frag, you will likely be traded instantly, since CTs typically play mid with 2 players. In round 27, Kyousuke rushes through the Insta Smoke again. This time he throws a Molotov on mid to prevent a CT rush. This simple Molotov is a strong counter to aggressive CTs, especially when they might be using MP9s. At the same time, his teammates Molotov speed and donk flashes mid. Once again Kyousuke stays behind the Molotov, allowing him to safely check mid. When is this pick worth it? It's best when you know only one CT is playing mid, because you have a lower chance of dying. Here's another example. A CT throws a poorly placed Molotov near elbow. Kyousuke safely runs along the wall without taking damage from fire. This lets him immediately pressure mid and surprise the CTs. This round shows why throwing a precise Molotov at the start of the round is very important. Now let's see how to counter this kind of play as a CT. In round 18, Stinix throws a flash into elbow and rushes mid with an MP9. Kyousuke is fully blinded and dies. Unluckily, his teammate may have accidentally blinded him as well. To counter Kyousuke's rush, CTs shoot Molly, flash and nade elbow. You can also throw flashes behind the boxes near heaven. Now let's move to B-side. A city throws a smoke on ramp, bouncing it off of the lower part of the default box. Kyousuke pushes through the smoke and peeks from the left side. Notice how he doesn't worry about short or default. Why? Just a few seconds earlier, his teammate killed a city in cave. Since the cities often play 2 on B, this means only one enemy remains on site. Kyousuke knows that the city smoked ramp from long, so he focuses only on that position, expecting the opponent may approach here to check the smoke. At that moment he hears gunfire on short, so he checks both sides of default, anticipating a city peek. Counter-terrorist from long starts shooting, revealing his position. Kyousuke hears the city on short reloading his M4A1S and running away. He picks the long player, fires a few deagle shots, then hides inside the smoke. Meanwhile, his teammate peeks from the right side of the smoke and secures 2 beautiful deagle frags. Looking at the enemy's POV, Sens shoots his entire MP9 magazine into the right side of the smoke, where he last saw Kyousuke. He was so focused on Kyousuke that he didn't expect the second terrorist to peek from the left and kill him. This round highlights how important it is to throw precise smokes. The city's ramp smoke was poorly placed, allowing the terrorists to peek from both sides while remaining hard to spot. They could also hide inside the smoke at any time, making it an even greater disadvantage for the cities. Because of this bad grenade, the cities lost the round. That's why you should always throw deeper smokes on ramp. Check out this epic Insta Smoke prone by the opponent. Next time has a middle spawn, aims slightly below the corner of a building and clicks jump throw. The smokes lands in Cheetah, allowing his teammate to quickly pick mid from heaven. If you want to pick mid at the start of the round, there are 2 ways to extinguish the elbow molotovs. First, Kyousuke throws a molotov into pit. This ensures he doesn't have to worry about this position, allowing him to focus on checking donut. Then he throws a smoke into this corner. This prevents the smoke from blocking his vision. He can peek from behind the smoke and easily aim at donut. Why is this better? If he threw the smoke in the middle of elbow, he would have to aim through the smoke while peeking, which could mess up his crosshair placement and ultimately get him killed. If you are rushing mid at the start of the round, I recommend smoking red room and asking a teammate to flash. This makes it much easier to take mid control. Another advantage of this smoke is that it extinguishes 2 molotovs that cities usually throw into elbow. If you know the cities aren't throwing an Insta Smoke into elbow, but are using a molotov, you can throw this simple smoke. Kyousuke aims at that spot and clicks right mouse button. As you can see, it extinguishes the molotov. I tested this on a server. If a city throw 2 molotovs, one into elbow and one nearby, the corner smoke won't extinguish both. That's why you should have a teammate ready to throw another smoke for the second molotov. Now let's move on to the city side. Here's an amazing B-side smoke from a specific spawn. You will know you have the right spawn if you are the furthest left. Jaquinho aims at the top right corner of a brick, then runs and clicks a jump throw. The smoke lands in B double doors before the terrorists even arrive. This grenade will help you or your teammates take ramp control. The advantage of this lineup is that no teammate will block you when you throw it. Thank you for watching until the end. Click on the video on the screen to watch Kyousuke's or Zyu's analysis. Write in the comments which pro player you'd like to see next and on which map. See you in the next one. Bye!